All right, guys, welcome back to another edition of the Tactical Bananas. Today we will be discussing the champions. La
I know,
Liga.
hold on, bro. Hold on. Contain your excitement, bro.
Sorry. So yeah, today we'll be discussing the La Liga deciding match versus Malaga, who I'm not gonna lie, I thought like their lives were on the line or something, and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, the season is over. They don't have anything to play for, but they were coming at us, guns blazing. And that dude, Sandro, came close a couple times to putting one past Navas, who was in Lord mode. So he was saving us left, right, and center.
Yeah,
So, what do you think, man?
Sandro is the Barcelona double agent, right?
Yeah, La Mesa product with it, yeah.
Yeah, that fucking prick. Yeah, he was playing hard. I mean, like I thought like I always I felt the same way you did in the beginning, where I felt like, why are you guys going so hard? The season's over.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they've changed their season around in like the last 5 or 6 matches in an incredible way. You know, I think that this was the first in like 6 matches that they lose. You know,
Yeah. Oh, you can go on.
no, yeah. I thought it was I knew that they were going to give us trouble, being the last team to beat Barcelona, and like I said, their form had changed considerably.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, I was wishing sometimes like for them to just calm down, take it easy,
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, if you look back at the previous record, they are like, what was it? They won like 8 games straight, so they were in good form. But for some reason, this wasn't like any of the previous matches where they were, just trying to, take care of business. Looked like they really just wanted to spoil everything for us. And then you had the Catalan press starting with their nonsense on the fact that their coach is an ex Castilla product from
Right.
Madrid, so they were like, oh, he's gonna throw the match, so he's gonna do this. They were trying to like give him something to play for, make it look like, if Madrid won, then it's match fixing. And
And it doesn't
yeah,
help. It doesn't help that I understand. I guess they're conspiracy theorists. They
yeah,
they believe that everything is a conspiracy against them, and that Real Madrid, buy the way into anything. If you take away the Champions League titles,
hmm,
what have we really won in the last 10 years? I don't understand how every year they continue to say, "Oh, Real Madrid pays for favors, and Real Madrid pays the ref, and Real Madrid does this and does that." If that were true, we'd have so many more trophies. If
exactly.
that were
Yeah.
true, we'd have so much. No one says that about Juventus anymore. No one says that about Bayern Munich. If it were true that we were, so corrupt and so this and that, we'd win La Liga at least every damn year.
Exactly. We'd be like probably pushing close to 50 La Liga titles by now if that was true.
There are teams like Juventus, there are teams like Bayern Munich, that they win their leagues fairly easily. Let's be honest.
Yeah, speaking of Bayern Munich, this is going to be off topic, but Ancelotti himself said that in Germany he rarely has to take his hands out of his pockets during games, and honestly, that does not that's not a positive thing for the league, because that's saying that these games are so easy. He doesn't have to sweat. His players just go there and just rinse and wash and dry and hang and microwave and cook and broil and oven bake all the
Yeah,
German
and
teams.
a
So
lot of
yeah.
it, a lot of it is due not only to the badass team that they have, because they do have a badass team. They've always
Uh-huh.
had a badass team. But a
Yeah.
lot of it is also due to the fact that in their league, if there's any competition, if there's any standout player, they buy
Hmm.
them. Oh, Mario Götze is beating us. Okay, let's buy him. Lewandowski scoring on us. Let's buy him. Mats Hummels is a star defender. Let's buy him. Like they have a tendency, and they've been criticized for that, to just buy anybody that gives them trouble. Not even we do that.
That is true. That is true. But I mean, to look at it in a positive light, in a sense, they are keeping the talent in Germany, because I mean, come on, with the EPL TV deal with Madrid and Barca just lurking around. anyone that breaks out in Germany or practically across Europe can go to the EPL and play for a below mid-table team and earn like 60 to probably 70K a week, not giving a damn
Right.
about, making a name for themselves. But like you said, yeah, that also like hampers competition. The more they just anytime somebody breaks out and the team is challenging them, they buy the star player, and then that team just practically hits a reset button and they're back to square one again.
Yeah, and I think if anything, that's a credit to the Spanish league and the transformation it's made over the last couple of seasons. You
Hmm.
know, a lot of these players, they don't just flock to Real Madrid. They're proud players. They stand by their clubs. They stand by Las Palmas and Ibar and Osasuna. They stick with their teams. And like you were saying about Malaga in the beginning of the podcast, they enjoy ruining our success. And I think that's a credit to these teams because I personally, I've seen the level increase drastically with the Celta Vigos and their success in the Europa League. You know, Sevilla, that's gone up and down. Malaga, which we were just talking about. It's not. I don't think it's just Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid anymore. You know.
Yeah, it's now it's looking like it's the usual trio: Real Madrid, Barca, Atletico, and now Sevilla and probably Celta Vigo if they get themselves together, because Sevilla has been on a rise and rise, even though they didn't do too well in the Champions League. But so far in La Liga, they've been on a roll.
And
And now,
newly promoted teams like Ibar and Alaves, they're
yeah,
they're 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 teams that they've stepped up to the plate and you know they fight. They have
exactly,
nothing
yeah.
else to play for, and they fight their asses off. If you see Barcelona's season, a lot of its lack of success is due to not winning those matches that they were supposed to steamroll.
That is true, because yeah, these teams no longer just give up after they concede the first goal. Now they always look to equalize, and Barca's midfield is definitely not as strong as it was during the '09 to maybe during 2009 to 2012, after Mourinho practically just laid down a blueprint of how to break it and just run through it. But yeah, speaking of Alaves, they're in the Copa del Rey final versus Barca, which is coming up, and I'm hoping they win because it would be a very good look for Marcus Llorente.
Yeah, and not only that, I think that it's a lot of good praise for La Liga. You know, a lot of these teams are not going to bend over for any of the big teams anymore, and I think that our a lot of our teams can give trouble to other teams in Europe. You know, a lot of I hate the saying that the EPL is the greatest, the hardest, the most competitive league in the world,
Bull crap.
just because just because of financial standards. Like you were talking about the money deal, yeah, while the money is distributed evenly amongst the teams, that does make it possible for them to go out and buy more talent and shit like that. And that's true. That's a big factor, in how competitive your team is, especially when it comes to, European championships and everything. But at the same time, we have, three of the best teams in the world, hands down. Atletico, maybe this hasn't been their best season, but there's no denying that they're a powerhouse now in Europe.
Yes, they are.
Any
Yes.
team that plays against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League is going to go, oh shit. No one's going to look at Atletico Madrid and go, okay, yeah, we got this, guys, no problem. There's something to fear. And you can't say that about three English teams. When was the last time an English team made it to the quarterfinals in European soccer? Before Leicester City, it had been a while.
Yes, indeed. It had been a while. It was usually just the majority Spanish teams, and then the two German teams, and then maybe a from a token team from League One, PSG, and yeah,
No, yeah, and it's not. I mean, it's not a good thing necessarily for us because it obviously cost us a lot to get this league title,
yeah.
but at the same time, it mixes the pot a little. Now you're not entirely 100% sure that it's either going to be Barcelona or Real Madrid, and I like that. I'm not saying that next season, Celta Vigo can win the league, but in
Oh
the
no.
years to come, you're going to see a higher a higher mixture of top talented Spanish teams, and I think that's great for Europe.
And I hope that happens too, because, and I also hope that these teams are able to, expand commercially so they can have enough money to keep their players. Because if you do some research, you find out that some of these players have day jobs.
Yeah.
After they go train, after they go play, then they go, clock in somewhere else. That tells you that even playing as a footballer in front of maybe a couple thousand people, the clubs is still not paying them enough them to make it a full-time thing. And honestly, that's kind of sad, but and you have to look at the way La Liga continues to just not give a damn about marketing majority of the other teams
Well, I
as
felt
they
that
yeah.
way. It's funny you mentioned that because I felt that way when they sold the distribution right to BN Sports.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, only BN Sports can show La Liga games. And BN Sports, I know you told me you stream the games legally, of course. If not, come see me. But I know that you have to pay for that channel. I have to pay for that channel. It's part of my package deal.
Yeah, cable, yeah.
So, not anybody can come up and see the games anymore. And they do it for the fucking money.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure if BN Sports can really reach out. Then again, you can understand why, like Madrid, was like hesitant to, also join in that new evenly sharing TV deal that they just passed, because majority of the reason why Madrid is popular is because of their own doing. It's because of their brand. The way the deals they sign with every other company except for the LFP and all of them. The marketing, same thing goes for Barca. They're where they're at because of what they did. And then La Liga comes in like, oh well, everybody else got to get this money. Hey, let's all slice the sharings and blah blah blah. Madrid are like, come on, no.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? Is that if you take a team like let's just say for the point of the topic, Leganes, and Leganes at home is hosting Eibar in match day whatever of La Liga, their stadium is not gonna be as full as if Leganes hosts Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Exactly.
So these teams, and that just proves your point. These teams are getting a big piece of the pie when a lot of the credit goes to Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid now, big teams like that. Otherwise, no one's going to tune in to see these teams play. But at the same time, Real Madrid shouldn't really worry too much. I think financially they'll be just fine. I understand though that they have to look out for themselves, but at the same time, it's not doing them no harm. Well, what's the day? Instead of getting 100 million, they're gonna get 60 million. I mean, it's Real Madrid we're talking about here.
I mean, speaking of, I think they still keep the same money. Same thing with Barca. They still take home the 120 million each that they've been getting for so long now. So yeah,
all the more reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, hey, dude, let's talk about the match. I mean, obviously, I was nervous. I'm sure you were nervous too watching the match. But what better way to come out than to score in the first 2 minutes, man?
Exactly. Just like the Ancelotti saying says, with Ronaldo, you start the match 1-0. And that was like right then and there. Credit to Isco for that beautiful outside of the foot pass that just sliced the defense. And they've been saying Ronaldo's speed went up, and today he burnt both the CBs and then rounded Kameni and Golazo.
And I think it's cool, like you mentioned, his speed going up a couple of I think kilometers.
Yeah.
I think that's another credit to Zidane and the coaching staff. Not treating him right, rotating him properly, giving him a chance to rest. And letting these other players get their moment to shine. Even though, like you had mentioned before, and I didn't really think about it like that until you had mentioned it. When Morata gets to play, but he gets to play against smaller teams. So if Cristiano Ronaldo rests these games, he comes back for the more clutch games, the more clutch matches, and he's at 100%.
Yeah, he's not looking worn out, and he doesn't have to try extra hard to beat his man, because he has enough energy to just run around him or get into open space. And speaking of Morata, I can understand why he plays these small games, but he needs it. And who would have thought he'd get even anything close to 20 goals this season from the bench, playing as Benzema's substitute? But
Yeah,
credit to him.
James is another
Yeah,
one too that from the bench they put up.
yeah, double digits.
Yeah, really cool stats, man. And I think that's something that you don't see anymore. Like because you and I we've talked about a lot how we have so much depth, but I mean for the bench players to be putting up these numbers, dude, it's incredible.
It is incredible.
And what do you think about Isco? I mean, you mentioned his assist. Does it just kind of fuel the fire that we should start him against Juventus, or do you think if Bale is back, they start Bale?
No, I think he needs to start because he is in form. I don't see any reason to bench him. And this diamond is also great because now we've gone past the days where Ronaldo was the only one with a free roaming license to just run all over the damn place. Now Isco too, and Benzema too, because if you notice, they pop up all over the place. They're on the left, they're on the right,
Yeah.
running down the center. They're dropping back in midfield. They're practically just switching positions and interchanging and all that. And Isco has been on fire because now, if you notice, he's playing his natural position, which is as the number 10, right behind the striker.
Right.
Because he's a natural number 10 until Ancelotti turned him into a CM. But now he is playing and he is flourishing. He is making the quick passes. He's no longer taking the extra touches and the extra dribbles and going off tangent. But yeah, he has to start against Juventus. He must start. Bill needs to be on the bench because he can't just come back straight from injury and go back into the lineup. That's going to compromise a lot of things because we don't know what his form is going to be like. So it'd be nice to see him come on maybe in the second half against Juve when they have tired legs.
Yeah, because we don't
What do you think?
want a Barcelona repeat, where
Yeah.
they, for some reason, for the life of me, I'll never understand how you just bring Bale back into the starting lineup. He plays good for about 15, 20 minutes, and then before the half hour, you got to sub him off.
That was just
So
waste of sub. Yeah.
yeah, we can't have that. It's especially in this game, which is going to be a big game. It's going to be an awesome game, which I'm pumped for. I'm sure you're pumped for.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I thought it was really cool. Like, not well, I mean, I was sweating at times. But if you look at the game, dude, Keylor Navas and Carlos Kameni, they were playing incredible, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. That's one of the
Both
reasons
of
why
them.
I hate Kameni, because if you watch all the other Malaga matches, he is just average as hell. But when he's playing Madrid, Barca, he is looking like nobody can get past him. He is stopping everything. He is closing down all the spine. He's like a fifth CB and a goalkeeper at the same time. So I'm like,
He's like the highest level of birth control. Jesus Christ, dude.
nothing gets
Just
past.
just nothing gets past that boy. But at the same time, it's funny because so many of those opportunities, man, for Malaga as well, I could have sworn they were going to be goals. I feel like this match, with just a little bit of crazy shit luck, could have been a 4-3, 5-4. It could have been one of those crazy numbers matches, and it would have had Real Madrid fans and probably Zidane too losing their fucking minds until the final bell. Are you kind of glad that we didn't have to quote unquote suffer as much this time?
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to like convert the clear cut chances that we had, and we were also able to call it in tight at the back, unlike before
Clean
where
sheet.
yeah, clean sheet too. That's also great. Unlike before where the individual errors were just very prominent, and then we'd concede and we'd be chasing the match after, trying to huff and puff and win and squeeze another remontada game after game. But today was smooth, even though there were the usual panic attacks. But yeah, everything else.
It's almost like it needed to be that way. Like the first goal kind of made it clear what kind of match we were in for. I mean, Real Madrid not at no time during the game, I felt, really took their foot off of the gas pedal. When they would go forward, they would go attack after attack after attack. and then brace on the counterattack. But I feel like you said, they defended really well. They kept their head, they kept their composure, and they did what they needed to do. For Malaga, because some of those chances, like I said, I was like, no way that doesn't go in. And then at the same time, we're getting the live updates of the Barcelona game.
That is, yes, especially I was the match I was streaming was being sports. It was in Arabic. They would like split the screen and then cut to like Barca anytime the shit, who the hell were they playing?
Ibar.
Yeah, anytime they scored, anytime there was a penalty kick, they would like split the screen, give us updates while the Madrid match was going on too. That was fun to see.
Because I really like that, and for a moment, it almost looked like we were going to win the league by 6 points. It almost looked like we were going to win the league when Barcelona was two down, and they had missed their penalty kick. I had looked at the score, and I was like at the league table, and they were showing it, and we were ahead by 6 points. And I just feel like winning it by 3, winning it by a game is great.
Mm-hmm.
Considering that last season they barely won the league behind us. We caught up. I'm sorry, we caught up to them, and it came down to the final match day. I'm sure you remember, and we lost the league by 1 point. And I feel like that was a huge testament to us and the team really doing that turnaround with Zidane as the coach. But I was really glad that we were able to like we had talked about, win this league, win it by 3 points, and play a great game, dude. We've suffered so much, especially in the last 20 minutes of these games. And remember, I had sent you that text where at the 88th minute, Modric was about to score, and Kameni out of nowhere just blocking shots till the very end, dude. Blocking shot after shot after shot.
He's 33, man, and he's playing like. That's one of the things about goalkeepers. The older they get, the better they get. They don't usually decline after 30. They only get better, seeing as they're in a position where they don't need to move as much as the outfield players. But man, Manny was on point, man. But hey, if there's anyone that can put something past him, it's no other than Ronaldo.
And you and I had talked about yesterday. We had talked about, considering the turnaround that Malaga has done, their change in form, and the goalkeeper that they have, obviously the good players that they have. This is a team that could eventually challenge for the Europa League next season. Maybe not.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely a team that I think can work their way up to that 6th or 5th place spot and give these teams all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, they need consistency, though. That's one of the major things. That any team that wants to get to that top 6 in La Liga, they need consistency. Without that, they will just continue to remain in mid-table and be embarrassed by teams that they have the ability to beat. But yeah, hey man, are you about to leave now? Because it's 1:40 over here. Bro. You on?
Yeah, I'm on. What happened?
Okay.
What happened?
Are you about to leave now?
No, I got some time on me.
Okay.
You want to keep going for a bit?
But yeah. Anyways, I'm happy that. Yeah. What? Go on.
No, go ahead, dude.
But yeah, I'm happy that Oh, I understand. Yeah, but I'm happy that we have something to show for this season, despite the numerous, insane amount of injuries, and the players' fitness has also gone up. Regardless of the injuries, and guys like Nacho and surprisingly Danilo, came in and
man, fuck Danilo.
Why did you say that?
Fuck Danilo.
Why did you say that?
Motherfucker. No, he's all right. He did all right this game. I'm not. I just like saying that sometimes. No, I felt like Danilo, even though he's been very reliable, very consistent, especially since Carvajal's injury. Sometimes I just find him out of position, and I don't want to complain now because I think Danilo. You and I were talking about some of the most improved players. I think Danilo has improved, but sometimes like especially yesterday, I found Malaga running down that left hand side where he was at, because he plays on the right, and I just
Hmm.
found them storming. Sandro was storming down that side, man, and I felt like a couple of times Danilo was a little too far up, but yeah, not to discredit him. I mean, I won't diss him right now. I'm proud of the boy.
Yeah, him, not only him, but also Marcelo. I don't know if you saw like I think it was in the first half, but God, Marcelo got rinsed. I don't know what
Yeah,
what what player it was, but he did the 360 spin around with the ball, and damn, and it made Marcelo pull a muscle where he just started limping, and I'm like, Jesus Christ,
yeah, and that
like
was
oh
that was a
no,
worrisome moment.
like
But fortunately everything turned out turned out okay. I know that second goal, it looked a little bit controversial. Off of the free kick, Sergio Ramos, Tony Cruz finding Sergio Ramos like that again, it was beautiful.
hmm
Sergio Ramos, commending on God mode, blocking the shot,
from close range.
and yeah, that little rebound from Varane to Benzema. Did you think the goal was offside?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I think it was onside because I know the ball bounced off Varane, but it wasn't like he was in an offside position because he was right in line with the back line, and then Benzema comes in and sends it the opposite direction to beat Kameni. So yeah, that
And I
goal was
feel I
legit.
feel like people only look at those goals from the replay or from the still shot. They don't realize that when that shit goes down, I mean, how can you see it? You know,
Yeah,
the
thank
the
God.
Bayern Munich goal against us in the second leg with that little play where Lewandowski and Mueller jumped behind Sergio Ramos. That goal was offsides, and you don't hear us fucking crying about it because at the moment, in the moment, you can't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Good
know,
thing, yeah. Good thing they have those virtual assistant referees, aka the replay that they've always had since cameras were used to film football matches. But yeah, good thing those are going to kick in right next season, so we'll no longer have to rely on the ref making instant decisions on the spot for stuff that looks confusing. Now they can go back and watch the replays and make better decisions because the
yeah,
Liga refs are terrible.
yeah, and you know what? A lot of it, the refs are to blame, but I feel like at the same time, some of these plays happen so fast. They happen so quick that there's no way for us to really, even if it would have been against us, and I'd be lying if I didn't say, obviously we've been very favored this season. I mean, very fortunate in some of the chances that
Hmm.
we've gotten through. But at the same time, we've had plays against us that don't go our way. The first minute of the Barcelona game when Cristiano Ronaldo got taken down in the box, and
Yeah.
we lost that game. We lost that game 3-2. You don't see us grabbing pitchforks and trying to stab people and shit and calling for a change and everything. A lot of these people, they just look for reasons to hate us.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about the way our players and the clubs handle themselves. They know what position they're in, and they know complaining is only going to fuel the nonsense that is already out there about them. So that's why they never complain about controversial decisions. We just move on to the next match and leave it all behind. Versus other teams that who have players that go on Twitter and cry about everything, even when their team is not even involved.
Who are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Um,
Who's that?
that one dude that is always crying on Twitter about Madrid
Nope, nope.
all the
I
time.
don't know who you're talking about, bro. I'm just kidding. Fuck that guy. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, dude, I think it also comes down to the coaches that we've had. Because we were those teams for a while
Hmm.
when we had Bernd Schuster, when we had Pellegrini, when we had Mourinho,
Hmm.
especially. And I feel like Ancelotti and Zidane, they kind of started this trend of being the class act, or defeat. And I think that represents the club really well, man. You know, even if somewhere down the line we have another coach after Zidane, I feel like it's going to be hard to kind of replicate that, because I feel like that calms not only the players down and the media, but the fans as well.
Yeah, it does.
You know, hearing your coach, if our players, if Cristiano Ronaldo would have came out like Thomas Mueller, you know, saying, "Oh man, how can we win when it's 11 against 14 and all that shit?" Our fan base would have just gone by that and said, "Yeah, you know what? He's right. Motherfucker is right. He is." You know, and all of our players always come out. They keep their mouths shut and they do their talking on the pitch, which is one of the best. You know, one of the best things that you could ask for with a team like this.
Yeah, that's also the best way to just shut everybody up. No need to go out and do press conferences or, respond in any manner. Just, go out there on the pitch and play. And they can't argue with that. They just can't. There's no, defense against that.
Hell yeah. But hey, brother, I'm gonna let you go. Okay.
All right, man. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for having me on. So
No
we'll be
problem.
back
Yeah.
for the Champions League final, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Do you start Benzema or what?
if if Bale has to start, then Benzema needs to be on the bench because I really like this diamond. I really
Oh,
like this diamond. I don't. Yeah.
you want to see the diamond with Bale and Cristiano up front?
Yeah, with Isco
Oh,
behind them. Yeah.
that'd be nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really like this diamond. I really, really like it. I would hate to see it compromised and go back to the 4-3-3. And even though that one too is good, but this diamond is more like powerful and controlling. Because like even Cruz said, with an extra midfielder, they're able to just control the match better.
And breathe.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I really like this diamond. Yeah, Benzema needs to be on the bench.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon then. All right.
All right, man.
Thanks
Take
for
it
having
easy.
me on. Bye.
No problem, man. Yeah. All right, folks. That's all for today. Don't forget to, like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comment section about, Madrid's La Liga season itself, not the season as a whole, but Madrid's La Liga season. And I'm out.